Hello, it's Jennifer. Today is Monday, February 25th. We are finally going to have some warmer nights. So it's forecasted 10 consecutive nights of temperatures above 50 degrees. So I'm going to go ahead and plant my tomatoes today, as well as a few other plants that I've gotten way too big to be inside. So here are my tomatoes. These are black cherry, Italian ice, pineapple, and who else is in here? I think that's it. So 3 types of tomatoes. All of these are grown from seed I saved from last year or the year before. They're looking really good right now. So hopefully, and also for the past 2 weeks I've been taking them outside to get 4 to 6 hours of sunlight. So they should be ready to go. The UV shouldn't burn them or anything. And it's supposed to rain again maybe later on this week or over the weekend. So they'll get some more of that natural moisture instead of me having to turn on the sprinklers. So I plan to plant them here, and I'm still going to go ahead and do it. I'll plant them in between these leeks. So it turns out that leeks are good companion plants with tomatoes. So I'll go ahead and do that. Over here though, these beets and turnips and radishes are clearly in the way. So I have to decide whether I want to go forward with these 5-color beets and put the tomatoes someplace else, or whether, I want to get rid of these beets. I don't really like beets, but I planted them for my mom, so I'll have to think about that. Hello, it's Jennifer. Today is the last day of February. It's a Thursday, and I thought I'd go ahead and give a garden tour. So here are 2 of my banana plants. It looks like they've made it through the worst of our cold weather. So this year we actually had a cold season. I wouldn't necessarily call it winter because we don't have snow or anything, but we did have a few nights down to the low 30s, so we did have some light frosts. Anyhow, I'm happy to say that these bananas look like they're doing fine, and as the days get longer and warmer, they should perk back up. Here are the onions I planted a few months ago. They're doing pretty good. And that is some bok choy. I don't know if it's going to be too warm for these to actually grow into full plants, or whether they're just going to bolt soon. We'll see. Today is in the high 70s, so there's a good chance that these guys won't make it to full grown bok choy. This is some eggplant here, patio baby, and then I believe that one's a jalapeno. I've forgotten what kind of pepper that is, and another bok choy. So these are just waiting for the weather to warm up. They probably should be back in May if they're going to come back. Over here are some bell pepper plants, and again they're just waiting for the weather to warm up. They should be back in May. It looks like my artichoke came back, so I'm happy to see it. And of course the rosemary, it's in bloom. The bees love it. Back here is a patch of parsley. Some of it's gone wild, and I've let it go. Over here is a box full of nothing. I've just been putting vegetable scraps in it and letting it mulch in here. So at some time I will put some plants in here. I haven't decided what yet. I have to see what the new weather conditions are like because of this palm tree here. I don't know whether it's going to be completely shaded or not as the days get longer. And that's a Tasmanian chocolate tomato. It looks like it survived the winter. We'll see if it actually starts growing again as the weather warms up. Over here are some broccoli plants. They're smaller than the other broccolis, but I'm impressed that in the end they ended up yielding some very nice looking heads. So we'll be harvesting these soon and eating them. Back here are some cauliflower. I don't know if I'm going to get anything out of this. They're very small. Over here is a banana plant, and it's struggling. I don't know if it's going to survive or not. We'll see in the next few weeks whether it springs back as the weather gets warmer. But the cold weather was rather tough on it. But it's got a leaf here. It's got some green on it. we'll see. This over here is my purple cauliflower. It's beautiful. It's getting nice and big. Back here is another little cauliflower, a little white one, and 2 more plants. I don't know whether this cauliflower is going to produce. Once the plants start getting really big, it may or may not produce. It may just get Jurassic. I don't know. But so far I've seen no evidence of it actually flowering. And over here some lettuce. These are, I think, like a green leaf lettuce, and that's a romaine. I had some head lettuce types in here, and what happened is with the 3 weeks of straight rain, the lettuces got bacteria in them, and they just rotted. So it was really gross. So what I did was I tore the heads apart and spread them out as mulch. That happened in all my lettuce beds. And here are my cabbages. We harvested 1 cabbage already. And there are some more heads of cabbage coming along. Back here is the kylon. And kylon grows back if you cut it. So I've just been letting that kylon go to seed and then cutting off the leaves and eating it. And there's a potato. More of the romaine lettuce. That is dinosaur kale right there. And that is Swiss chard here. There are some, I think those are chives in between. And those chives just came up wildly. And these are some more onions. And then over here are some peppers. And I need to go ahead and prune these so they can come back with some new leaves. Over here are 2 tomatoes that survived the winter. This is the orange momotaro. And it's actually putting out fruits that are ripening now. It's really strange to have tomatoes this time of year, but I'm happy. So good job, momotaro. The beans didn't work out well, so I planted them too early. I'll go ahead and plant them again in April. But for now, I went ahead and transformed this area into an area for cantaloupes and cucumbers. So I put these in the ground yesterday. Over here, some more dinosaur kale. And then this is the other lettuce bed. Again, the head lettuce went bad, so I went ahead and just spread some of it around. I also took off some of the straggly lettuce on the edges. So we're grinding through this lettuce as quickly as possible. But there's just way too much lettuce for us. So the next time I plant lettuce, which will probably be in a couple months, I'll probably only plant like 3 of these leaf type lettuces, and we'll cut and go and eat those. In the middle is the jelly melon. So we moved this outside. It was pretty aggressively growing inside, which was not a good thing because it had started taking over our blinds in that area. Over here are my onions. These are the ones I planted from seed onions. They're coming along. They're not bulbing yet, but if they act like they did last year, they should start bulbing in April and May. I was hoping it'd be sooner because this is also what I used to plant corn. But we'll see. I might have to move these so they can finish growing. Or I might have to get another grow bag for corn. Over here are the various peas I planted. And they're doing great. We started harvesting these last week. So there's various snap peas, sugar peas, shelling peas in here. And then I started having to plant out the tomatoes because some of my seedlings have gotten really big. Here are some carrots. So this is a variety of carrots. And then over here are those little ball type carrots, little Parisian carrots. Over here is my fennel. And it looks like it's about ready to be picked. I should probably start some new fennel. Over here are some wild peas. It looks like these are snow peas. And there's also some either shelling peas or snap peas, I'm not sure. Also in here are some wild tomatoes. So I just left them to grow to see how they do. They're doing just fine. The cold weather took out the basil over here, so I'll be removing those soon. And my grapes. They're doing well. That grape over there already has buds, and it's starting to put out leaves. Here are the tomatoes I started planting. So one pineapple tomato. These two are black creme. And then back here are black cherry and Italian ice. And they're planted in between leeks and the radish, the beets, and the turnips. So I think those are turnips. I don't know. Something like that. Either way, I don't eat them. They're for my mom. So over here is the shaded spice bed, and back here is growing some more parsley. I had a ton of parsley about 2 weeks ago, and I basically pulled most of it out and left this in. So there's some parsley, there's tetradill, there's marjoram over there, and I'm trying to grow chamomile over here. So last time I tried to grow chamomile, I grew it into sunny of a spot, and it just burned. I don't know whether these raspberries are going to come back. If they don't come back, I'll put some more herbs back here. If they do come back, then yay, raspberry plants. This is the Cichinin hoxai, and we found that this is fine to eat while it's flowering, so I'll just let it go. And here's some more bok choy, and then that's the purple lady bok choy down here. And two of these Chinese cabbages, I think is Emiko, and the slugs have been eating it. And as soon as we get through our other cabbage, we'll go ahead and start eating it. So far it looks like it's fine. And then back there is the michihili. So I cut some of that off last week because it had started to get too tall and also flowering. So I cut some of that off and then let this go. But this stuff, once it gets going, it grows really, really tall, really, really fast. Over here is the red mustard, colored, and the red Russian kale. Again, these are for my mom. These are not for me. These are too tasty for us. Over here is the Brazilian starfish. It's doing well. Some onions. More onions, and there's a pepper plant in here. And hopefully it'll come back. I should probably cut some of the leaves off of it. Over here is some very nice cilantro. It looks like it's getting ready to flower soon. There's also onions mixed in there. This is the pineapple sage. The hummingbirds love it. And it looks like the cold tried to get it. So I'll probably go through and remove some of these dead leaves and clean this plant up. And then here are two eggplants that I overwintered. And the pink lemonade tree. So it's got lemons all over it. I don't know when these lemons are ready. I don't know how big they're supposed to get. So we keep trying some, and the last time we pulled one was about a month ago, and it was immature, so it was dry and didn't taste very good. Over here's the blueberry, and it started to flower, so we'll have blueberries soon. And this is another banana plant. It's doing pretty well. This is, I believe, a mandarin orange, and it's never given us any fruit, so I don't know when it's going to fruit. On the other hand, the Mexican lime just goes nuts every once in a while. We have limes, too many limes to eat. And then this is a little avocado plant that shot up from one of the seeds that I just threw out in the backyard. And we have been trying for a long time to get an avocado plant. So it's really funny to me that just the ones I threw out in the backyard actually put out some leaves. So I put this little guy in a pot, and we'll see. I don't even care if we don't get avocados off of it, but avocado plants are pretty, so I'm happy about it. And here are my seedlings for my spring summer garden. Most of these are tomato plants. There's a few peppers in here, as well as some sort of Kerbit family plant. I don't know what that is. Some peppers here, and then these are spices. So you see here the cardinal basil, and the hyssop. What is this? I don't know what that is. We'll find out later. And some of the other plants, they smell really divine, so I'm really excited about these. They'll go in the front yard once they get a little bigger. Right now they're still too small to put out because we have slugs that are just... Hello, Dove. How you doing? We have aggressive slugs, and they'll just kill these plants before they even get a start. And that's all for the garden. I also planted some squashes in here. They're small, so you can't see them. I'm hoping that the cauliflowers and broccolis in here and lettuces will be harvested before the squashes get too big. And that's it.